Like an environment that she gave us was just not very comfortable for me and my brother.
It feels like since Britney Spears was freed from her conservatorship, things have taken a dark and twisted turn for her. Apparently, even her own sons have been talking bad about her, and what they've reportedly said is so incredibly shocking. Before last year, we never really heard much from Britney's sons, Jaden and Preston. They were just trying to live as normal lives as possible and not get involved in the endless drama surrounding their mom.
I just don't see how that situation would have ended on, good terms.
But that changed when journalist and documentary filmmaker Daphne Barak began to get close to Kevin Federline and the boys. In July of 2022, she began spending time with them while preparing a TV special that took a look at Britney's family's lives. It was thanks to a Daily Mail report by Daphne that the public first got an idea of how Jaden and Preston really felt about their mom and their family. Jaden, the more outgoing one of the two brothers, really opened up to the journalist about how he and Preston were feeling. In the Daily Mail article, he spoke about how he wanted his mother to get better mentally.
I 100% think it can be fixed, of course, but I think it's just going to take a lot of time and effort. But I really want to see her again.
And that when she got better, he'd really like to see her again. He also mentioned how he thought Britney favored him over his brother. He shared that he didn't think she showed enough love to Preston and that he felt really bad for that. After the report came out, Britney went on Instagram, the platform she uses most to personally express herself. She accused her sons of being hateful and abandoning her in a now deleted post.
And if I didn't shower you guys with gifts and have amazing food ready and play a mother saint, it was still never good enough.
Meanwhile, Kevin reportedly mentioned to Daphne that the boys would often come back from visiting Britney, saying that they felt uncomfortable in her mansion, but he was cryptic as to why exactly.
I still feel bad for her.
Daphne wrote a more recent report for the Daily Mail. In it, she gave graphic details about what the boys had supposedly seen there. Listen closely, because what she claimed they told her is honestly just insane. According to Daphne, Jaden and Preston had said to her that they'd been through many traumatic experiences with Britney over the years. One example she gave was that apparently Britney tried to continue bathing her sons when they were 11 and 12 years old, and would wake them up at night to put lotion on their skin, which if true is pretty bizarre behavior, but it's not as scary as one of the other experiences they reportedly had. Daphne wrote that something seriously chilling that supposedly happened one time when the boys were staying at Britney's. They'd allegedly told Kevin that they'd woken up to find their mom standing at Jaden's bedroom with a kitchen knife in her hand in the middle of the night. I know, it's just really hard to believe, and we just don't know how credible this information is either, but Daphne didn't stop there. She also shared a terrifying story that Kevin had reportedly told from 2019. Apparently, Britney had taken her children to see their grandfather, Britney Spears. He reportedly just got out of rehab, and he lost his temper at dinner and even began drinking again after something Preston said. Preston supposedly just told his grandpa that he'd quit playing Jamie's favorite sport, basketball. He was so scared of his grandfather's reaction that he ran and locked himself in the bathroom. Britney got the boys out of the house straight away, but Preston reportedly called his dad and begged him to never let them go back there. After that, Kevin filed a restraining order to prevent Jamie from seeing his grandkids for 3 years. In the detrimental article that Daphne wrote, she also claimed that the boys had witnessed something else incredibly shocking. According to her, the boys had even seen illegal substances being delivered to Britney's home, which is a pretty heavy claim to make, one that of course Britney strongly denies. But just when we thought things couldn't get any more scandalous, Daphne reported that Kevin was also concerned that Britney could be taking a dangerous chemical substance, like the kind you see being sold in the show Breaking Bad. Kevin supposedly said that he'd been praying someone would make it public and that she'd wake up, adding that it was terrifying and that she was the mother of his boys. He allegedly went on to say that every time the telephone would ring, he'd fear that there'd be devastating news and that he didn't want the boys to wake up one morning and find their mother had OD'd. It's seriously just so crazy to hear all this, and of course we only hope that it's not actually true. But Daphne was just relentless in her report and dropped one bombshell after another. She also claimed that she discovered the details of the plan for the failed intervention we all heard about in February 2023. Get this, she said that the plan was reportedly put together by one of Britney's ex-conservators, Jody Montgomery, who'd been court-appointed as Jamie's replacement in the conservatorship. Daphne shared that she was with Kevin one day of the supposed intervention. and that Jody had told him to prepare his sons for what was coming. In her report, Daphne backed up the rumors that everything fell apart because Britney caught wind of what was going on, and that instead of getting a message saying that the intervention was underway, Kevin got a text from Jody informing him that she'd quit. Daphne said that one of Britney's family members even told her that it was the last chance of saving her. Honestly, the whole thing sounds like it's straight out of a soap opera drama, and everyone is denying everyone else's stories and claiming that they're the only ones telling the truth. So who knows what's real and what isn't anymore? Kevin released a statement saying that it saddened his family that Daphne and her producer, Erbil Ganasti, had decided to fabricate lies, and published the heartache his family has endured along with the trauma of his minor children in the Daily Mail. He explained that he and his partner allowed Daphne into their home because they trusted her, but that the trust was lost and they severed ties back in March for many reasons that they didn't want to get into. He finished by saying that Daphne's lies and attempts to exploit minors was clickbait. Meanwhile, Britney posted on Instagram that she hoped it was just the news being hateful and not Kevin or Preston who said any of the things in the article. The Daily Mail clapped back though, and one of their spokespersons released a statement after Kevin's. It read that Daphne had assured them that the quotes attributed to Kevin and the family were accurate. RadarOnline.com source said that Daphne wasn't backing down and that she never had been able to publish such an accusation if she couldn't have proven it to the outlet. Apparently, there are hours of video footage from Daphne's time with Kevin and his family back in 2022, so who knows what might surface in the future. I think it's pretty clear then that things turned sour at some point between Daphne and Kevin, and while Britney's reputation was probably the most damaged by the report, Daphne didn't exactly paint Kevin in a good light either. She claimed that Kevin got around $40,000 a month from Britney for child support, and pointed out that it was even more than what the president of the US got tax-free. She added that Britney had in turn claims that Kevin was a habitual smoker of green plants, and Daphne made it a point to let the public know that neither Kevin nor his partner Victoria were employed, adding that Victoria spent lots of time on fantasy sports gambling sites. So if neither of them are working, how are they paying for all these things? Daphne confirmed Britney's claims that she's funding the lifestyle of the people in her life, but Jaden and Preston are both almost 18, right? So pretty soon she won't legally have to support them anymore. It looks like Kevin might be trying to find a way around that though. Daphne revealed that Kevin planned to move his family to Hawaii away from Britney, and in that state, there's apparently some kind of loophole where parents are expected to support their kids through college too, meaning that Britney could end up paying child support until her sons are 23, as if Britney hasn't already been through enough in her life. People are always so quick to judge her behavior online, but at the end of the day, we need to remember that she's a mother who's not allowed to be with her kids, and it's clearly heartbreaking to her, especially when they get mixed up in tabloid drama like this. But what do you guys think? Do you believe what Daphne wrote in her report, or is it just clickbait like Kevin claimed? Do you think Britney will ever be able to repair the relationship she has with her children? Let me know in the comments below.